Hey, my name is Eric Tenner, and I want to thank you for watching this video. And in this video, I'm going to share a story with you that might be a little disturbing. Some people, other people won't be too bad. But anyways, the story I want to talk about is when I was a kid, I had a best friend. We'll just say his name was Fred, and Fred and I just hung out all the time. We were always together, and the reason Fred was so much fun to hang out with is because you never knew what he was going to do, and there was always a little bit of a danger hanging out with him. Like he would, if it was in the middle of winter time, he'd be walking down the street and he'd whip a snowball at a car going by, and next thing you know, you're off running. He'd knock over garbage cans. He never really did anything too bad, but just normal adolescent hijinks. But as Fred got older, I noticed that his wild side became a little more serious. And then I think when I was around 16, 17 years old, he showed up at my house one day and he had a stolen car. And that was the last time I hung out with Fred, because that was just not where I wanted to go. And the last I heard, Fred was in jail. And I feel really bad about Fred, but I think about him a lot, because as I started in business, I started to wonder, why is it that one person can be successful in business and then the next one fails? Why would one person open a restaurant, say it's a Mexican restaurant, and then another person opens a Mexican restaurant, and one of them successful and the other one fails? They're selling the same kind of food, but one of them makes it, the other one doesn't. So as I started thinking about that, I was thinking about my friend Fred, because he was abused pretty much his whole life. And all of my other friends always said that Fred was, this bad kid. He had bad genes. He was, damaged. And I always disagreed with him. I always thought that Fred was basically a good person, but because of the abuse, he made bad choices. And without getting all Deepak Chopra on you, because that's not where I'm going with this, but I am trying to make the point that if you think you can or you think you can't do a thing, you're right. And believe me, that's not something I came up with. It's either W. Clement Stone or Henry Ford. They came up with this. And basically, if you think you can open a dog daycare, or if you think you can't open a dog daycare, or if you think you can open a dog daycare, and then in your thinking, you're constantly telling yourself, I'm going to fail, I'm never going to make it, this is never going to happen. Eventually, you'll convince yourself and you'll go out of business. So what I'm trying to get across to you is that you really need to pay attention to your thoughts when you go into business. When you're thinking about opening a dog daycare, do you really believe that you can be successful and that you can make it work, or do you have some doubts? Because those doubts can come back and bite you in the ass. So that's just some things to think about. And one way to be successful in business is to come up with a definiteness of purpose. And this is, again, not me. This is from Napoleon Hill. And Napoleon Hill said that the main point for being successful in business is to come up with a definiteness of purpose. And I highly recommend, if you're thinking about opening a dog daycare, go look up his stuff, Napoleon Hill. Check out, you can just go to Google, type in definiteness of purpose Napoleon Hill, and it'll come up with all kinds of results. But you should really study that, because you have to have an overwhelming desire and determination to be successful in business, and this will keep you on course, this definiteness of purpose. So I highly recommend checking that out. And I hope this video has helped you out. Those are just some quick little tips for you to consider and ponder as you move forward down your dog daycare path. All right, thanks a lot for watching this video. I wish you all the best of luck, and have a great day.